during the year.
But if you look at page 65, the top is the income. I'm estimating that we might have 196,000 in Social Security. It's a total of 283. And then I'm just estimating that our share is 150,000, so there's still some in there.
Okay.
Okay, and if you look IMRF, I've got the estimated carryover in that one. And the property tax liability, I wrote that one in too. If there's, or the unemployment, I wrote that one in. So I put the estimated carryovers in there, so you can kind of see that there is still money.
Looks to me like we're good unless something strange happens.
Well, it's like Kyle said, we're good for, or last time we were here, we had 2 million, and if we were 200,000 in the hole every year, then we have 10 years. And, you know, if we're only 125 in the hole, now we have about 15 years. Well, that's the way it is.
So by doing this, changing the levies here, and on your budget, that has increased our general fund by $114,000.
Yes, those, and then we had, I'll tell you what makes up that 114. Out of the general fund, the insurance line, we was able to reduce that by 26,000 because Ben put that back into his benefits reimbursement, so that changed it 26,000. The audit, we got that figure in, and it was reduced by 1,500. And then the internet, I'm gonna pay that out of one of my specialty funds, and so that's just 1,800, but that amounts to the 114,000,
Okay.
all of those.
All this plus what you just mentioned, okay.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what that number comes from, all right? And am I okay with that? Any other comments on the levy?
Didn't I hear her say that she hadn't added in on the new property,
Assessors?
Loves.
Loves or
Christensen Farms.
the big home farm
Mhm.
and a bunch of new houses?
One in specific, she said in Yale.
Yeah.
Let's see, I gave you guys the estimated, as of today, estimated EAVs with new properties, but like she said, Love's is not on there, and Christensen Farms, and there's a big one in Yoga, a big house, that's not in the new property. So, of course, that means your rate setting EAVs will probably go up, new properties will go up. This here that I gave you is a worksheet that a guy from the state did for me. And using those figures, I put in the current EAV and new property, and that gives you that limiting rate. Okay? And I just did that because what I had for the general fund was, I got too many papers, 694,590 on this levy. If these figures would not change and we did the truth in taxation, we could get about 20,000 more. We could get 714,000 in that corporate fund if we did that truth in taxation hearing with using this worksheet. Because the limiting rate is what sets what you're gonna get.
So it would not be 4.9, it would be 6 point.
If you did the truth in
If
taxation
we
hearing,
if
and
we
we
do-
asked for it.
If we do taxation, we'll be up to 6% instead of 4.9.
Usually more than that if we had in Lowe's and Christian.
Well, and that would change this completely. It may go down even. If your EAV goes way up, it may make that rate go down. But this is just using the rate figures today.
So we were hoping to do the truth in taxation, hopefully it'll pass. If not, that's, we'll see what happens.
Well, what rate are we at now?
The 4.99 you mean, or?
No, our total levy rate.
Isn't that it right down
Well, is
there?
that,
2018 is,
that's
Yeah.
what they've got up here as a limited rate. Is that
Okay.
the prediction, or is that what we're doing today?
Okay, the first column
Over here is what we're at, I guess. Here
is
we
the
go.
.814. Yeah, that's using the numbers I have, the 694,000 at 4.99. Okay? And this other column would be if you use that limiting rate. I know it's as clear as mud, but
That's all right.
so that's just
And
another
this
thing to
is the
think about.
new, estimated EAV.
As of today, and like I said, it's not complete. That's, I just used the figures from this sheet today.
so this could change.
This could change, right?
Well, okay, that figure there, I'm just using 4.99. Okay, so right now, that's what we can ask for.
That shouldn't change it really.
But with the change of the EAV,
Well,
and new
I think
property,
20,000 more.
that's where this
Yeah.
limiting rate could change.
only if you do truth taxation, you get 20,000.
Mhm.
Only.
Yeah,
If
so
you
it-
don't do truth taxation, that'll be pretty close to the right number.
Yeah, if the limiting rate would be higher and we did the truth in taxation, then we could get more money.
If you get new, if they get the, won't the EAV go up even without the 6 points?
Your EAV would probably go up, your new property would go up. And those two figures then that would change that limit.
Without the, the EAV will still go up without the.
Truth and taxation.
The yes, I don't know exactly how that works when she puts the new property on.
The EAV would go up,
So your new property,
what's that?
the new property would go up too.
Yeah, well, the
But
EAV would,
you still aren't gonna be taxed at 4.99%. That's why I'm trying.
no, because, what you look for is this bottom line versus last year's.
That's what I'm looking
I know it makes sense to you because you've had that law,
at.
but
I mean, I understand this, I'm just saying, when I look at the 60,000, look at this number right here, use the number right here, I know. I was just making sure that she's getting that new property on this one, right? The Loves and,
The way
Christensen
yes,
Farms.
I understand it, it will be on, yes.
so either way, our EAV is gonna go up.
And those numbers will then determine what this limiting rate will be.
Mhm.
So it could possibly go down. I increased it just playing.
Mhm.
I increased the EAV and I increased the new property, well, my limiting rate went down to like 0.79 something. So, you know, we may not get that, it just kind of depends where it lands when she finishes.
and right now we're at 128,000 in the red, is that correct?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
go through and we'll discuss each one of these departments with the changes they made since the last one. So then we know, and then, yeah, we should be at negative 128 compared to negative 285 last meeting. So, a big number of that was this changes in the levy, this 114,000, that was a big part of it.
Yeah, being able to put some money into the corporate fund.
So, are we ready to go through each department one at a time that changes, made changes? Or you want, got more to discuss on this levy?
All right.
You ready?
Well, there are.
Go figure it
On
out.
time.
You okay?
I'm just looking at your.
Okay, let me see where we're at here. Dad sent us this letter kind of explaining which departments changed. The circuit clerk changed her line items. And everybody got a letter from Rhonda, I assume, saying what she wants to do. Her main change was in her salaries. Basically, she wanted to hire another person or two. Well, they combined out, they decided they want to work for the office, and so that's out. So she's gonna raise her employees now work 37.5-hour weeks. They're gonna raise it to a 40-hour week if they want to. That's how she gets some extra help to do some of this extra filing that hasn't been done for years. So that will affect her budget by a small amount, basically, I should say, or whatever. I can find hers here, where is it?
2953 is what it changed it.
Never mind. Okay, 2953.
Total.
$2,903. And I don't know where the change says here, mine's 4015.
The chief deputy salary and her secretary salary, clerk secretary, page 5.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Chief deputy salary was changed, and the clerk secretary salary was changed. The total of them two difference would be $2,953. So that's the change. That's her, that's what she wants in her budget. Okay? Any comments about the service clerk? Next one we'll talk about is the supervisor assessments. Here's another salary deal. She was wanting to hire someone to help out. Her change was an assistant salary in line number 4029. She had, what, 24,000, she changed it to $22,050, which is a difference of $2,450. Last year's budget, we had her at 0 for that line item. Then we come back and told her she could amend her budget. If she wanted to hire someone to do out in the country and do assessing for the townships. If she hired one person, she had one person hired, and she also had Courtney from her office also going out there with her. So they're getting a lot of assessing done, but now Courtney's getting backed up in her office, she's not getting her paperwork done in the office. So she thinks she wants to, try to find another part-time person to go out in the country with, this, Dawn Sheep. So between the two of them, she would like to spend maybe not over $22,000. That way she can get back in the office and get caught up that way. So that's what her salary line looks like. Any comments on that one? Questions?
I don't see where that hurt, if we can pick up a lot of new property.
Well,
She said there's places out there where there's concrete and poured and all kinds of stuff, and that's just basically new property coming on the roads.
Mackenzie gave me the impression that this girl she got, this Dawn, she sells real estate or something. She's doing a good job. She's getting a lot done, but her and Courtney are getting a lot done. So that will raise our EAV eventually this year, next year, so that's a good thing. We're not gonna pay itself back, so. And she don't think she can get it done by leaving Courtney out there in the country. Courtney can get work done in the office, so that's why she's requesting to do this, so. So I say, she gives me the impression that her office is running fairly smoothly. Which I hope so. Okay. That was assessor's off. Any comments on it? And Glenn's not here, we'll go past the highway department. Let's go to operation and maintenance. We made one change on there. That was in the buildings. Just a minute. Operating maintenance, building maintenance, line number 4350. We had that at $60,000, we dropped it down to $30,000. And they was gonna put $30,000 worth of carpet in the building, but the plan was, but, I decided we're gonna have to wait a year for the carpet. or do something else. So we took $30,000 out of operation maintenance, and that dropped to $30,000.
Do you think we'll be any better next year than this year?
No,
I mean,
no,
you know, you can put off, but then you keep adding additional on to the next year, the year after that. And,
well, for one thing, I think the estimate was a little higher than it should have been. I think we carpeted the building for less than that. If we do need carpet, I guess we'll have to put it in if it's necessary and amend the budget eventually or that.
We got concrete floors, don't we? We like Walmart. Shine them up.
Really?
You don't have no liability tripping on the carpet.
Like I say, we're trying another year out of the carpet, or actually, one person said they prefer tile floor rather than carpet. Actually, Ron just mentioned that in the courthouse. She thought tile would be easier to clean.
it'll be easier to clean, but I think it'd be more of a liability if people come in and snow and everything. Tile will get slick.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, we're gonna take that carpet out of the budget for this year.
Interesting.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just looking at I've had tile floors before.
Okay, next line is, that's the animal control. What we got here? Mark made a few adjustments. What's the animal control? Just a minute, right here. Basically $600 difference, Mark, right? Lower a couple items for $600. Okay.
Yep, we're not gonna spend more chasing cats, though?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
What's that?
No, sir, not me. Okay, so I made a few small changes, helps out $600, okay? All right, any other questions on that, comments? The coroner. Where's that coroner here? He sure we made a few changes, $2,500 mainly. Let's see. Coroner's office, line item number 4310, office supplies, you change that, well, I don't know how much you changed it, it's $1,000 and what was it before that?
69.
Office,
Assistant salary, and it was autopsy.
oh, maybe I got that wrong, different line. Just a minute. Assistant salary reduced by $500.
Yes.
We moved that to the coroner's automation, and autopsy reduced by $2,000. Oh, $2,000, autopsy, line item 4414, so. Coroners are savings of $2,500 over the last budget. Okay. Alrighty, then we go to the county clerk. Let's see. Got a couple of changes here. Page 55. Correction.
About page 54.
Yeah, oh, there we go, no, 54, there we go. Settlement circus, office supplies. $1,600 reduction, I think. Other lines totally another,
I got one. A five.
another $700 for 4 other lines. Line number 4428 is mileage, 4429 is meetings and meals, and 4431 is publications, and maybe 4590 is books. Between those 4 or 5, they took out another, took out another $700. So county clerk and recorder was a reduction of $2,300. Okay. And then they're off on election, the election was under bills. Page 55. That's the election. 4 different lines totaling $2,550. Line number 4140, judge's salary and expenses. Line number 4310 was office supplies, and line number 4428 mileage, and line number 4429 meetings and meals. Those four together were a combination of $25.50, I think, $2,550.
On off years, does this fund become zero?
No, we have consolidated election next year. So there's an election every year.
There is.
This year we have two, next year we just have one.
I thought maybe on off years,
No, we wouldn't have one, huh?
we wouldn't have one, save a little bit of, save a couple dollars.
But we do.
See that less treasurers or what?
Three, we have three in a consolidated. We have 5 in a general, and I believe next primary we can vote to have 3 if we want. It's just when you reduce them, then they get upset if they're not a judge one time, and then when you go to a general and have to have 5, then you're like, well, you picked me for the primary, so. So that's just something we'll have to think about when it comes time for primary. But consolidated, we have reduced to 3 the last several times.
Draw them out of a hat, and let them know that you're drawing out of a hat, and it's just random choice.
Okay, so that's that. Only other one was the highway department. I was waiting for Ben to get here. He may be here pretty shortly. It's no big deal, and I'll talk. Let's go to the sheriff's fund. Good. Sheriff, you're here? Have a discussion on this. I've talked to the sheriff the other day at his office. Hoping that he could buy, I looked at his budget. Have you got a chance to look at it, Steve, this year's budget?
A little bit, yeah.
Hoping he could buy a car out of this year's budget, then we take it out of next year's budget, next year's budget. He's got a little bit extra, and he got some specialty funds he can pull some out of. So if the sheriff wanna do this, and accidentally come up a little short to get a car purchase at the bottom end of the budget year, would you be willing to amend his current budget in case he overspent just a little bit? Or would you not? I was hoping we could. Hopefully, we won't have to amend the budget, but I'm hoping it will be in there. But if we give him permission to buy a car this year, then we can pull out the budget next year.
You're gonna have to amend the budget anyway, because you're gonna be $100,000 in the hole from the start.
The sheriff's budget?
Well, everybody's budget is $100,000, because we did a budget, and then we took $100,000 away from it.
The income part, the income. That shouldn't affect every department, should it?
Well, which,
Just a general.
the general fund,
Yeah, budget. I mean, the general fund budget.
What about the 100,000 we told the highway department that they could have? Has he increased his oil, or what did he do?
oh, they didn't do that, did they?
No, they didn't do it.
That was last board
He
meeting.
couldn't get the
He
bid.
couldn't get the
He
bid,
couldn't
right?
get the bid he wanted, so they just tried.
Ben oiled a little bit more roads, I think. We're gonna oil a little bit more at that good price, but not a lot. And that's basically where it stands, I think. So it's not gonna cost the county anything, any money, extra oil that he did was gonna come out of the highway funds that he had. Out of his funds somewhere. So Sheriff, would you be interested in trying to buy a car this year?
Sure. We're probably about 5% ahead at this point in the sheriff's budget. Was that honestly, I don't know. I hope to spend less than we anticipated. The jail side is a little better than that. Right now, we're running 12 or 14% ahead. I don't know whether that'll hold. That we hopefully won't spend. So, the theory, there might be enough money to not have to amend the budget. And if you take both sides of that, both the jail side and the sheriff's budget together, I think there will be plenty to buy it, if you would consider that. But I don't know, honestly, I don't know where that gets you in the big picture, honestly. Whether you do it next year, or this year, or whatever, but it maybe takes some heat off of next year's budget, but it's still comes out of the general fund, it's still. Now, there is a couple specialty funds, I don't have it right here in front of me, but there's a line item that we've never spent any money out of, the new vehicle fund, but it builds so slowly, it's got about $7,000 in it. You could use, there's about $23,000 in DUI fund, you could take a huge amount out of that, but you can maybe take $5,000 to $10,000 out of that to offset some of it. Those are specialty funds, I don't know how they're calculated into the, they're not, I don't know if you separate them out, they're not general fund monies, they're money specifically collected for those items.
There's not a
How that affects you.
specific thing that you have to spend those specialty
They're
funds for.
limited. The DUI fund is anything, basically anything related to DUI enforcement, which is kind of hard to do that without a car. Cameras typically is what we buy, video cameras, that's a big expense. Sometimes I budget money out of there, we don't spend it, if we don't need it, we don't spend it, so that fund builds a little bit, but, and it's all over the map, what it brings in a year. And then the car fund is, I think that's on a ticket, or so much comes out of that and goes into that fund, and we've never spent anything out of it, but it's taken years to get to $7,000. So it's not bringing in much money either. That's a thought too.
What's the price difference between the car and like an SUV?
They're closer, what we had been purchasing, right, we estimated, I think it was 35 or 37 in here. Part of that is the other equipment that they have to, I think 30,000 is what an SUV is roughly, 32. Steve did that, and I don't remember. But versus we were buying the Tauruses, they were also all-wheel drive, but they were running more like 25 to 26. So there's a difference, but they're gonna quit making the Taurus. Ford's, I think, put all their eggs, it appears to put all their eggs into the SUVs, because I think that's what everybody's buying.
Pickup trucks.
I just thought maybe later in life too, the resale value would be the same difference.
That's a good point. I think you're right. Pickups are, the new Explorers are newer ones, are police, what they call pursuit rated, whereas it's like the old ones that I drive, the old Explorer that I drive is not. So I think it's important to buy police rated stuff, because I think it makes your liability a little less if something would happen. I think that's what Lloyd had in mind. If I had my way, we'd buy one this year and next year. I mean, mine's got 164,000, we've got a Ford, it's a 2009, we've got a Crown Vic, it's a 2011 that has almost that much on 160,000. They're in pretty good shape, but, you know, when they get that many miles. And then we've got then we get down into, I think Jerry's car's got about 88 or something on it, and then we drop down to maybe in the 60,000 mile range. You got a couple in that range, and then we got one that's new enough, it's maybe 30,000. We're just kind of hurting on those two.
Sounds like
better
one
than nothing.
sounds like one of those deals where you put it off, then you have to buy it, or
It
pay
is.
twice as much the next time, and,
We didn't do it last year, so.
yeah, and get more, you know, get twice as much money into the budget next time, so. 6 of one, half a dozen the other, looks like to me.
That's the way it works, it seems like.
So,
We're getting 8 or 9 years out of one typically, and they're pretty. The value's not as much as you'd like, because you can't get rid of, you can't rotate them out in a good way. Sometimes but most of them's used up pretty good when we get done. Which
We'll give them to the
which
court.
as far as I'm concerned, that's what we should be doing, using them up, and then giving them away or whatever. That was just to Floyd and I talked about it. Whether that's a sound logic or not, I don't know, but I think we might have enough left over at the end of the budget year to buy a car and not. The only problem is if somebody else runs short, you're, it's just not really my department, what you're worrying about, it's the whole picture, I guess, but I don't know how the whole picture looks, but.
But you're saying that you need a car this year and probably one next year because you've got.
At the very least, you need to buy one, whether
Yeah.
it's right now or for next year.
I heard him say that he was able to save enough money, he could buy it on his own, we could take it out of next year's budget.
Well, yeah,
Hope to have
but,
another good year next year, and he can
It's
buy
not gonna
one.
be his budget next year, you don't care.
yeah, it's not gonna be in his budget next year.
I'm gonna leave that guy high and dry. Those two cars are beyond, I think one other time I had 160,000 miles on a car that we rotated out. Now we have two of them at that.
Well, I don't care, we can leave it in this year's budget, guys, I don't care, the budget don't look too bad, in my opinion, but I just was wondering, and I think the sheriff ought to go ahead and buy one this year, that's my personal opinion, and, but that's up to you, Steve, what are you gonna do?
Well, if we pick up Love's and we pick up the hog farm and we pick up, some houses as new property, we may be able to pick up a few extra $1,000.
Yeah, okay.
How come we don't know what Love's is? I mean,
I don't-
Say anything?
I asked her earlier, and you asked her, and I don't know, what was her, you
I
remember what
think she
her?
might talk to some other counties, she just hasn't got it on the books yet.
Yeah, she's looking at others to see.
What the,
Okay, Steve, right now, we'll leave it in the budget for right now, Todd, like you had it
Okay.
for this budget we're figuring today,
what's that?
right now. Okay,
Yeah,
unless things change, Steve.
they're making
Okay.
good money.
We're talking nation now.
Well, I was talking to Bryce Fitch, and he says that his business, he has to pay like 13,000 just on that little half of the subway.
Okay.
So, that should be a darn good,
I think it should, is that on property taxes or half that? What?
Bryce Fitch, and I had a meeting with him yesterday, we started talking taxes, and he said that, I'm almost positive that the half of the subway over there, that was $12,000 in taxes a year. If that's 12,000 taxes a year, that truck stop should bring us,
Yeah, does the county gonna get that money?
no, the county doesn't get that much, it's his total
Oh,
taxes.
this ain't good
You
then.
got fire, township, all. of it.
Yeah, you've got all of it, but we get a little bit of it.
No, okay. All right. Okay, we got one more up department to talk about. Ben Bland?
Yes.
We talked about everything else. Now, we're gonna discuss the highway budget. You made a few changes since the meeting.
Yes.
Okay, I see you put in income as another $1.8 million for Hazeldale Road.
Yes.
And you also put an expense of about 1.7 million up there in expenses, and then you changed one other expense of 75,000 on gravel and oil in line 4462.
Yes.
So that really don't affect our bottom line either. The only thing that does help us out is that you, reimbursement of benefits, line number 4210, you put 26,000 in, back in your budget, I think, what we did, right?
That's correct.
So that gives us another 26,000 into our general fund, and it makes our budget 26,000 better. So, thank you, Ben. So that's the only change that Ben made, but that Hazeldale 1.8 million, that was just a grant, so he knew now what he didn't know back to budget. So, those are all the changes to all the different departments.
I'd just add one more thing, if I could.
Yeah.
I scratched around on mine a little bit more, and I'm pretty confident between my two, the jail and the sheriff's department, we can find $10,000. I've got it marked. If I have any, but it's not much, but I
Well,
will.
you could lower your
I think I
budget.
could, and I'll have to give Bev the numbers later, but there was, I think it was 6 out of the sheriff's side and 4 out of the jail side. And I think We don't much more than that, so we don't
Okay.
know.
So that gives us another 10,000.
10,000.
We didn't have figured before the meeting.
Right.
Okay, then. Okay, we'll pencil that in for now, Steve. Thank you. So that makes the bottom line what, though? 118,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, if
18
if
negative,
Steve takes 10 off.
which is basically your operations and maintenance.
$118,000 negative budget, guys. Any other comments or changes?
Well, Todd kept saying that we'd be picking up that operation and maintenance, and like you said, it's 118,000, so.
So, that's
Bound to come someday.
about the only changes I can figure on this. I've talked to several departments and twisted their arm, or not even twisted their arm.
The only,
He did mine.
the only thing you can do is hope we can get that new property on there.
That'll help a little bit, but.
It'll help. 10 to
So-
20,000.
Well, here's the other thing, I mean, just because you've got it in the budget, just like Ozier said, I mean, he didn't spend all his money. All the departments have been doing good, and we've been coming in the black every year according to the audit,
Except last year.
except last year, so.
Yeah, we're doing fairly good. I can't complain. So, have I got enough board members to pass this budget at negative 118,000?
How much were we last year?
What's that?
How much were we off last year?
Positive.
We were positive until we took 100,000
Oh,
of income.
positive 19.
We were positive 19, so we,
But then we went back and put in the assessor's office, we're going to it, so there's another 20,000, 10,000 to go back in, so. Like I say, it's a budget, so. We got to vote on this, I don't know which meeting we're gonna vote on, next meeting, next county board meeting? I like it, we got it figured, I like to get it voted, so we got it passed, so we're done with it, so.
we don't know what the income's gonna be.
Can the health department make up that 100?
No, but we
Can
have
you
been
pass the
passing on the
budget
new
before
septic
the-
is going in, and I think they've caught a couple houses
Good
that are being built.
Oh, yeah.
Levy figures is
The levy is unknown
That's a good
unless
They
you throw
didn't have a
some
clue,
weird figures
so
out
we'll
there,
keep doing that from now
you
on,
know.
new
That's
septic.
my question though, can we pass the
Hold on,
budget?
yeah.
We pass the budget, and if the levy comes in different, how much
In
is that?
schools, you pass the budget before you
I don't
pass
know
the
how much
budget.
was
So
in
now
that
we
look.
can-
You pass the budget
Had
in June and
three
July
that
in
called down here
schools,
that
and then
they
you
were
pass
out.
the
You have
budget.
to more figure in school though than you would here.
What's
Yes.
that?
By then, you have a pretty good idea of
Yeah,
at schools. Here we don't know.
Yeah, and I used just the 4.99 in the budget figures. Okay,
That's fine, for now, and I'd like to vote on this at the next board meeting, which is 3 weeks from now. And hopefully it'll pass. And, well,
So how do you calculate the new expansion out of the caps?
it's
it's on,
that worksheet.
it's on the one worksheet that says, right up here,
Yeah, I see you got current EAD,
No.
new property.
right here on this.
On this one?
I think it's this one right here, yeah.
That's what they're assessing. New construction right there.
Yeah, see where it says new construction?
You take your current EAV, subtract your new property, and that gets a denominator, okay? And then your numerator was with your aggregate extension times your CPI, that's your numerator. Okay, so then that's what gets you the rate. And then you take that rate times the current EAV, not less the new property, the bigger number. And that determines what you would get.
So that determines what you get, and then whatever the EAV raises or lowers is,
It's saying that you could do this 0.82. And 4.99 is just 0.81, which is the difference of the 20,000 at this time.
at this time. That's almost a sheriff's time.
But with more new construction, then the rate is lower.
The rate would be,
The
yes,
limiting,
the limiting rate would be lower.
Because there's no interest on
just kind of depends how
Which
that.
means you may not have to have true taxation.
Possible.
No, with the new company that comes on, you won't have to. Because you're taking the new property off of the denominator, and that's on the bottom.
Kind of depends how much that current EAV goes up too.
If the current EAV goes up, then you take that new property off. You still have your numerator up there with everything,
Yeah, the numerator will not change.
but the denominator will become lower, which would make your limiting rate higher. Because you're dividing by a smaller number. I think. Who knows?
I think that's right. I mean, I know that the limited number goes up, but that's how I see it.
When we were first told about this VTEP, okay, it's a little easier in my mind to think about it this way. You have your taxes from last year, and they're going to be there. And so you can raise them the cost of living or 5%, whichever's less, CPI or 5%. And then you get to add in the new property on top of it. Now, with the denominators and multipliers and everything like this, it's not, I don't think it's a one-to-one like I was thinking. You know, I was thinking if you had a Love's come in and I'll just say they evaluated 6 million, so that would be 2 million EAV. And then your tax rate is so much per 100,000, so you subtract, or you divide out another 100 off that 2 million, which would be 200,000. Is that right? Or 20,000? I can't remember. But then everybody gets, every taxing body that's that you're paying taxes for gets out of that amount of money. So that's the way, it made more sense to me with the new property. You take the new property completely separate from what the old property is.
Okay, any other comments? That's all I got. We'll plan on voting on the next meeting, man, I hope, unless you find a different.
We'll vote to display it. It has to be
It has to be
displayed,
displayed
and
for
then after it's displayed,
Okay,
then we vote
display
to.
it. Vote to display it. Okay, whatever, yeah, whatever we gotta do. Okay, any other comments? Well, the meeting's over, yeah. Any comments, guys? You like it? You don't like it? It's only money. When you're a farmer, you lose money every day.
Well, yeah.
Here, the county only loses once a year.
I talked to a lady the other day, it's combine up at Matt too. They're averaging almost 90 bushel beans, and she said that 140 acre field did 150.
Wow.
Big
Amazing.
drops out there, Todd. I ain't been in the beans yet. Corn's making 250 plus.
You guys are rolling in the dough.
We're rolling, and we ain't turned into cash yet. We got it in the bin, but we ain't got it sold. No, the crops are awful good this year. Very good, very good.
Got the rain.
Good, had good weather, good weather. That's
That's
all.
all it takes.
Okay, guys, meeting adjourned, I guess.
Oh, we can keep the meeting going. I got another meeting at 6 o'clock. Don't we, Ben?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And Steve.
Okay.
Steve,
Is that the 911? I know it rescheduled.
All these pictures I took.
Okay, so that meeting was the one that was canceled?
Yeah, you wanna go to it? Since I asked you to go to it that time, you wanna go to it now?
yes, that's yours.
I got one Thursday, so. Numerator, where's that figure?
Let me know.
All right, thank
Change,
you.
That's up here, that was
What is it from?
the extension times your CPI.
See you on Friday, Steve.
What, here?
Last year's extension, that's how much we asked for
You need
last
to
year.
bring?
Well, I don't want to say that.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna use the school's frequency.
We might try out our Starcom between me and my staff, our portables. I didn't think about that. That'd be good.
Take care.
Yeah, all
All
right.
right, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Taxable value is no,
Take care
that's
of him.
estimated E.
Don't work too hard.
Hey, it's hot, you
This is
know?
what we've done.
I do, I've been helping Todd, we've been up on a roof and man,
What is the numerator?
it's not too bad when the breeze is blowing and you got a little bit of shade,
Yeah.
but for some reason on roofs, there ain't much shade.
Was the year before,
No, there
that's
ain't.
what we started with last year.
But it makes you tougher, and
That is true.
Yes.
I bet you've already lost 10 pounds.
see, it's a good thing.
It's
Yeah.
getting there.
Because we reduced it by 100,000, it was gonna be 1,309,000. Since you took a hundred off, that made it 1,209,000 is what we received.
How come this number's not that number then?
You take the highest of the
Over
last
3 years.
three, and then you have to multiply it by the CPI,
Okay.
and that makes your numerator,
Okay.
okay? Because that's what the CPI will be, it was the same as last year for this company.
Okay, and then after you take that, you subtract your property from your EAV. To get
EAV
your
minus,
denominator.
yes, then divide the, do
And
your
then those
division.
two there comes up with your percentage.
Yes, yes. And now this is not, we're not taking anything into account if we have a, what do you call it, multiplier or anything like that.
makes sense to me now.
If you have a multiplier, then you would take, this would have that already on it, and then you would take your property times multiplier, and subtract that amount.
But being under property tax or caps, we ask X amount of dollars and the multipier's not gonna make us any difference one way or the other.
No, it doesn't, this just may change, you know, this
Yeah.
doesn't gonna change.
So if the
anything.
denominator goes up, and this number would be going up.
No, but that, yeah, no, it'd be going down, if the denominator goes up,
Because I just,
because you're dividing this by a bigger number.
because he,
So I was right, well, go on,
Then
so
we let,
if
then
the
we levy.
property tax or the new expansion is higher, then our rate
This year,
would be
you're
lower.
levying
And you guys said, well,
86,000,
really,
right?
it'd be going up.
the guy at the state,
Yeah, the denominator would,
This is what we're.
This is gonna be
Property tax.
larger.
I have to do it
so
on.
when you divide
No,
the
this would be
numerator
smaller.
by,
If the more money comes in, that's gonna be smaller,
Sure, again, 86.
which then would make this go up.
yeah,
That's okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
the new
but new
property,
property tax would be higher.
the new property
If
would
love
be,
comes in, let's say it's gonna be
Oh,
three,
but the guy from the state
let's just say
said
3 million.
yeah,
So we're 360.
Okay, then that would make that
Of our
number
revenue.
And that's
smaller,
Mhm.
which in turn would make that go up.
He gave me that
Our
worksheet.
revenue, 86,000.
I called him, I'm like, no.
All right.
I know, I don't like this,
What's property tax?
this makes absolutely very little sense to me, and, you know, when they explained it to me the other way, where you
Right now.
take
Well, that's why we always
your current,
did over our index,
exactly,
because we wanted to collect our new expansions.
exactly,
Which is, this is a kind of a formula of how it's being done.
right.
3/4 of that.
That's how it figures what we get.
I'm not saying.
But with
that
the new
this year.
expansion this coming year, it's going to be over the 4%, or the 5%, which means that we have to have full taxation.
How was your worksheet?
A lot of people don't
Very good. I
understand.
thought it was very informative. I
Well,
was.
whenever I did it, we had the meeting, and we just said,
I
you know,
don't
we
hold
have
on.
new
I
property.
told you how I'm gonna pay.
New properties, we Love's Truck Stop, that's gonna give a big,
There's that company out there, that.
we've got a
organization
hog
that-
farm, that's gonna give
Was
big,
it NCO?
and we've got a lot of new houses.
Yeah,
Picking up a lot of new
NCO,
houses, so,
whatever.
You know, that's how you explain
They're an
the
organization that does work for counties.
increase over the
We're not
5%.
we're not a member of it.
Right. Well, that-
A year.
Okay.
It's different than what I've ever
Grants and stuff.
explained.
What's that?
I said, I've never been shown something like this.
Yeah.
This formula, how to do it.
That way.
It's gotta make it complicated.
that way-
Yeah, the government's gonna make it
The
complicated.
method that they showed us first, there was all kinds of,
So,
Oh, yeah,
oh, it
forgot,
was a crazy
I mentioned
formula.
at the top.
and it should have been,
It
should have been, take your old- what you
Grant
have.
out there for cops.
If you're gonna add to it, you know, add to it, if you're
Yeah,
not,
she
you
told me
don't.
there was.
And then
She
put
told
all
me.
the brand new stuff
It's
in on top
East
of it.
Central Illinois.
And that would have made so much more
Something, I
sense
forget what
than
it
these
is.
these
EIC,
combination
What is it?
things that they've got going.
IC,
Yeah,
something like that. I
It made more sense in my mind at least to do
CCDC's
it that
been
way.
over them for the last.
Because you've got to pick up that
The
new,
last 2 years.
you've got to pick up that new
members,
property that's being.
Well, they got a new person in charge, I met with her, and since there's no businesses coming down anymore, she's focused on grants. And there's a shitload of grants, I meant to bring that up, she told me there was a grant for cop cars out there. I forgot to bring that up.
Who was that?
That EC, now you're making me say it again, EICIC or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, he's in charge of it.
Now, he's in charge of it?
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, it's what CCDC's a member of.
Oh,